TIFU. The time my mother discover me wearing girl panties. Hello everyone, this is my first post here. I just wanted to share an experience from about a year ago that still lingers in my mind at times. I was 25 years old when this happened. To provide a bit of context, I'm a straight guy who had never been with a girl and I am still a virgin. So, to give you a better understanding of the situation, I need to explain how I ended up in this scenario. One day, my thoughts took a more explicit and curious turn, leading me to explore some Reddit pages. This exploration eventually led me to the femboy page. Initially, I didn't fully comprehend everything I saw there, but it piqued my curiosity. After some contemplation, I made a decision to try something for myself. Late one night, driven by a mix of curiosity and impulsiveness, I ended up taking a pair of panties and trying them on. It felt a bit awkward at first, but over time, I found that I enjoyed the experience. This marked the beginning of a significant fetish for me, one that I often tried to avoid but kept returning to. As time went on, my interest in this grew to the point where I bought thongs and other items to explore further. Living with my parents, I often had to wait for them to go to sleep before indulging in these activities. During these moments, I found pleasure in sharing with others and receiving attention, often from other guys. Unfortunately, the incident I'm about to share changed everything. On night in question, I mistakenly believed my mom had already gone to bed. I began playing around by wearing some thongs and fishnets and started sexting with some guys. I usually used to use Snapchat to all these things. However, the atmosphere took a drastic turn when I heard noises coming from outside my room. My parents' bedroom is mere meters away from mine. Panicking, I had no time to react. When my mom opened the door, I was caught wearing a thong and a top, with the rest of the clothes strewn across the bed. The situation was extremely awkward, and I was lost for words. My mom left the room without saying anything and began crying. The guilt and regret that followed were overwhelming, as I felt truly sorry for putting her through such an uncomfortable experience. Too long did not read. I was experimenting being a femboy and my mom unexpectedly walked in on me wearing girls' panties in my room. Dude, you're 25. Your mom's approval is not necessary. Gendered clothing is stupid. Wear what makes you comfortable. Man, I've been wearing, ladies, clothes in secret since I was 5. Now, 30, my wife is fine with me wearing a bra in the house. I like keeping it discreet though. Fully straight and faithful to her. Just something I've always done. I've even spent a few days in school wearing tights under my pants. Whatever makes you comfy and cozy. This sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. It will smooth over if she brings it up. Ask her what her kink is and when she doesn't answer you say, exactly, no one's business but your own. What's for supper? Today I fucked up by proposing at my little sister's birthday. Edit. Guys, I am aware I screwed up. Instead of attacking me the comments making me feel worse, I would appreciate some advice. I've been on my phone practically all day as I'm too nervous to confront my sister, girlfriend or parents again. I want to make things right. So hey. For some context, I am 26. And sorry but this is quite the long story. My little sister, 16F, turned 17 yesterday on the 24th. She had a small party and a few of her friends came over. It was kinda low-key. Basically, I had the idea to bring my girlfriend, 24F, to the party. Stupid as it sounds, but my girlfriend and my sister are kinda friends. I asked my mom and dad, and they were a bit hesitant at first, but then finally gave in and let her come over. What I didn't tell my parents is that I intended to ask my girlfriend to marry me. I've been thinking this for a while, borrowed some money to buy the ring and everything, but we've been apart for a while so I needed the perfect time. And I thought my sister's party would be just that time. So, day of the party. My sister was having a fun time, opening gifts, having a barbecue in the backyard, hanging with her friends. It was fun. I volunteered to put the candles on the cake and, when no one was looking, I dug the ring into the icing. I put the candles around it, lit them, and brought them out to the patio. So we all sang, did all the usual birthday stuff and then my sister blew out the candles. I reached into the cake as if I was removing the candles. What I was actually doing was digging for the ring. Now I apologize, but at the time I genuinely saw nothing wrong with this situation. I thought it would be a small, low-key thing, but in hindsight it was beyond stupid. Anyway, I got down on one knee, and turned to my girlfriend with the biggest dorkiest smile on my face. I don't know what I expected. Clapping? Cheering? But there was nothing. My sister and her friends just looked at me without saying anything. My mom and dad looked at me with stern looks. And my girlfriend just looked around nervously, and awkwardly excused herself. So I got up, looked around, and followed her back into the house. I asked her what was wrong, but she said something along the lines of, "I don't want to talk to you right now," and left, and drove away. I tried to brush it off as if nothing happened when I returned outside. But when I saw my sister, she looked really upset as if she was embarrassed for me. When I talked to her later, she said she didn't like how I made her birthday about me. I thought she was overreacting, but my mom and dad have barely talked to me since, and I haven't talked to my fiancé at all since yesterday. Too long did not read. I tried to make my sister's birthday about me, it backfired. Edit. Got some spellings wrong, made a few mistakes. Sorry about that. Edit 2. Guys, I am trying to make amends. Please back off in the comments a bit. I know I messed up and I'm trying to move on. I didn't even read this, but you should never take the spotlight at someone's party. LMAO, you were that guy. Surprised you didn't wait for someone's wedding. Yes, YFU. Smells like bait. You dick. Today I fucked up by peeing on the floor of my one-night stand. I, 23F, met this girl at a nightclub and she invited me to her place. She was the hottest person in the entire place, by the way, so I was very thrilled. We hooked up and fell asleep. I then woke up to pee and started looking for the bathroom. I went into a room, but it was not the bathroom, it was sort of a storage room. I was extremely drunk and was about to piss myself, and I just peed on the floor. I literally have no logical explanation for it. I saw a piece of clothing and proceeded to throw it on the pee puddle. I then went back to bed. The whole thing was like a fever dream. When I woke up again and as the memories started flooding back in, I realized what the fuck have I just done and the direness of the situation. I started to brainstorm about how to clean there and get rid of that clothing. But it was almost impossible for me to get back to that room without risking being seen by her flatmates, which would draw a lot of suspicion since I was a stranger and had no reason to get into another room. She was still asleep. I woke her up to say goodbye, and left. I can't stop thinking about how are they going to find my fucking piss there, on someone's clothing. I am so disgusted by myself. I shared this with my friends because this was just too heavy for myself to handle, but sharing it made me feel worse as I got sadder for confessing this. Too long did not read. Peed on the floor in a random room of my one-night stand house and left without doing anything about it. Edit. I want to thank everyone in the comments for sharing their own experience and for their kind consolations. I read each one of them. It will take me some time to stop ruminating about this and accept the situation. I was not sure whether if coming out would be the better decision, but as time passed I realized that it was, because the idea of someone cleaning up after my mess sucks more. This was also my first time in a stranger's house, and I learned that one should definitely go to the bathroom at first, both for a little self-care session and to learn where it is in case of an emergency. Buddy. Pee in the hamper. I had a similar experience, only I didn't have alcohol to blame. First date and it was an amazing date. Took it to the bedroom and had a great session. Middle of the night the urge to pee hit. Her bathroom was connected to her bedroom and only separated by a curtain. I called myself being considerate by not turning the light on. So I whipped it out and did my best to hit the side of the inside of the toilet bowl so as not to make too much noise. I crawl back into bed. The next morning I'm awoke by, "What the fuck? You pissed on my fucking floor." Turns out I was able to keep it so quiet because I was pissing in the corner next to the toilet and in the actual toilet. This was a hilarious read. I once got plastered at a bar, went to the restroom to pee, started noticing pee was getting all over my leg. Then realized I didn't take off my underwear prior to the act. I was wearing a skirt and just lifted it up and sat down. Those panties ended up in the bar trash can that night. Then realized later I had pee on my skirt. Ran back into the bathroom and washed it off in the sink. Gross, I know. But I was inebriated, and went on with the night. LMAO. No big deal. Just marking your territory. At least you didn't pee in someone's butt. Today I fucked up by not disposing of the condom immediately. Okay, so brace yourselves for a cringe-worthy story that I can't believe just happened to me. You know those moments where you wish the ground would just swallow you up? I am still trying to process my embarrassment. I was staying over at my boyfriend's house, and we ended up having sex. Now, his parents were home, which made things a bit more complicated. Since I was leaving that day, we had this brilliant plan. We decided to put the used condom back into its packaging and place it in my bag. The idea was simple. I'd discreetly throw away the condom in a trash can on my way home. As I was packing my bag with my clothes, I placed the condom wrapper, complete with the used condom inside, tied, on top of my clothes. I thought it would be easy to access when the time came. Cut to me rushing to catch a train. I could hear the train approaching, so panic mode was in full swing. I fumbled for my wallet and tried to find my card to open the gate as quickly as possible. That's when a man approached me and handed me a shirt. It was my shirt. I turned around and I saw a trail of my panties, bras, clothes, and to top it all off, the condom wrapper with its contents, the condom, outside of the wrapper. Now, let's set the scene. The station that's usually a ghost town was suddenly bustling with people of all ages. It was like a real-life nightmare. I wanted to disappear into thin air, but instead, I had to gather my dignity, or whatever was left of it, and pick up everything while attempting to salvage some semblance of composure. It was a mad scramble to stuff everything back into my bag while trying not to make eye contact with anyone. Too long did not read. After having sex with my boyfriend, we saved a used condom for later disposal. I put it back in its wrapper on top of my clothes in my bag. Rushing for a train, my clothes, including the condom wrapper with its contents, fell out, creating a trail of embarrassment at a crowded station. Lesson learned. Never skip proper condom disposal. Kilojoules all over the train station. At some point when I was living with my mom, her and my grandpa decided to do a dump run while I was at work. Apparently on the way one of the trash bags blew out of the truck and exploded on the highway. That bag contained the contents of my bedroom trash, which was full of used condoms. When I got back from work, I got to hear my mom recount the epic tale of her and my grandpa's valiant effort to pick up my used condoms on the side of the highway. I know a certain someone from a past post who would have got on all fours and slurped the calories up. This world is a fucked up place. People just be leaving their kids behind at the train station. You selfish bastard. You stole that man's energy, so many kilojoules of energy squandered.